each other. You know, a lot of times when you're, especially in this process, you're meeting people for the first time, and then you're thrown together, and you're supposed to have history with each other, and it's so fast. And it's, I think what's been beneficial is the fact that because we already have history, and I'm staying at her house here in LA, and so, you know, we sort of been living off screen the same way we're living on screen, because I'm crashing at her place in Paradise. I'm crashing at her place in LA. So, so I mean,
we realize it's the first time we've lived together in 25 years.
Yeah, so we've been living together.
Right?
Yeah,
so it's like it's kind of been a really cool opportunity as adults. Like, when does that ever happen? So it's been kind of neat.
Young adults.
Yeah, we're so young. But you know, that just doesn't really happen.
Right.
So it's been kind of nice.
And Hunter, how did you get the role? Did Sutton say, was Amy looking for a brother, and did Sutton say, "Oh, my brother would be perfect," or did Amy?
It was all Amy.
Well,
honestly.
at some point they kept saying, I don't know, like, you said, oh, they're going to find something for you to do on the show, and I'm like, I'm going to be like, waiter number 2.
No, but that's true.
You know?
Amy and Dan were both. They were like, oh, we want to get your brother on the show, and you met with casting, and they
I
were
met
like,
Dan, and then I met
and
casting,
they were thinking of stuff, and then at the same time they were like, oh, Michelle's going to have a brother on the show, and she was telling me all these ideas, and then I think they went. And then it all came together.
Yeah, but it was kind of a leap of faith. I mean, you never know what it could have been. I mean,
you could have been horrible. But it's true. Like,
it could have been horrible, or we could have
this,
had some sort of. I mean,
we could have had a total meltdown
and
hated each other. Or something.
Yeah, but like I got off the plane and they threw me in the show, and
and
then all of a sudden we're fighting with each other. I mean, it was it's it's fast, it's crazy, but it's been really, really great.
We shot our first scene, and Amy and Dan are like, he's great. He's really great. And I was like, okay, yay. All right. Yeah. I'm like, I know. It was definitely like a...
Yeah. Or the second episode, I'd had like 3 lines.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me. Goodbye.
Right. What can you say about the context of your character's arrival?
I know. It's like, how much can we talk about?
What can I talk about? I can talk about it? Okay. Well, he's been, he's a chronic divorcee. He's been divorced 4 times.
He falls in love easily.
I fall in love easily. I get married. I get divorced, and then I kind of always, every time I get divorced, I kind of show up on her doorstep. And
a while, so I think she's going to be pulling her weight in the family for a good bit. But I think it's good. I think it also kind of distracts her from what's going on. It gives her something to do and focus on. So I don't know if she'd admit that, though. They had little mugs with my mom's face on it, like real estate mugs, and I definitely swiped one and might drink coffee.
So we've heard there's a lot more dancing on the show this season. Can you talk about that? And have you had to do extra work or training?
Yeah, there's a lot more dancing in these 8 episodes. It's really fun. Like, the level that the nature dance was at, like, we've got some that surpass that. They're really fun. They're really great. We get private classes weekly that have nothing to do with rehearsals or choreography. It's just to work on technique and maintaining all of that. And then on top of that, we have rehearsals. So our schedule is definitely, like, multiplied this time around. But we're, like, super grateful for it because it's really fun. My favorite dance number that we did is in episode 5. And it's the teaser. It's the opening. And it was so much fun to shoot. So much fun to do. So I'm excited about it.
Does having more dance, do you guys take longer to film an episode now because you have more, or is it just kind of condensed?
No, that's why, like, just our hours are multiplied. We have the same 7 days to do an episode. But, I mean, we have, like, a full dance, if not sometimes 2 or 3 an episode. I mean, they're not all, like, production costume-based, but they'll be classroom-based or dreams. There's something. So it's really exciting. And I'm, like, excited to see how they turn out, how they come together with the filming and all that.
There's a lot of times where, including us, will say, what's next, but what would you not want to happen to your character as it goes on?
Jimmy. I don't want her... So the relationship with the 4 girls goes through some stuff. We get an added girl. She's not one of the four of us, but it switches dynamics a little bit. Some girls bond with her, some don't. And Ginny hates change, so she really resists it. And I would hate to see that separate her friendships with the other three girls for too long. You know, at first, ruffles or feathers, that's okay, but I would hate to have that wedge stay there. I would also hate for her parents to, like, get normal, because that's really fun to play. It's so fun to play how, like, crazy they are, so I hope they stay crazy.
So is Ginny one of the girls who gets closer to the new girl?
No, she does not like change. She does not like this new girl walking in, so.
Everyone's insecure about, and the point being is that these insecurities are what makes you who you are. You shouldn't go and try to get plastic surgery and change it, or like put yourself into a different body just because you think that's what people want you to be. And so I feel like this is very important, to just be yourself and accept and love who you are. So it's a hard goal. I'm still mastering it. I'm not saying I'm perfect by any means. Like, I definitely still go through those thoughts, especially being a dancer, but it's just, it is hard. But I mean I have lots of support systems. I'm very lucky. I have a wonderful family. I have really a very small but handful of friends that I really dearly, dearly love. And I think they help me a lot. So it helps ground you, you know? Yeah.
Speaking of Twitter, in what other ways has like social media helped you connect with fans and help promote the show a little bit?
I really like Twitter. I just got, well, not just, but I kind of vamped my whole Caitlin Jenkins actor page on Facebook. So I'm like trying to get the word out there now. But it's really interesting just to see how much people pay attention to that. Like, before, like, I knew about it, you know, and I never had a Twitter before Bunheads. Didn't know what that was. Like, I knew about it, but, like, I joined it once. It was actually the day Michael Jackson passed away. And then I was like, that's how I figured out. I was like, Michael Jackson's dead? I'm like, that's so weird. That's not true. And then I turned on the TV, and I was like, oh, and that was the only day I went on and never went back until Bunheads, and I had to recreate a new So, weird story. But I just was like, this is really weird, like, too much information at one time. I didn't know what to do with it, so I was like, I don't like it. So, and I still go through, like, love-hate relationships with my social media, because it is kind of amazing how much time it takes. Like, people, it's kind of interesting to see how much people kind of expect of you. I was talking to my friends about this, and it was just kind of, like, sometimes I'm like, I feel like it's like I have to rather than I want to, but it's so interesting. But not talking back with fans, I love doing that. I'd rather just like talk to them when they tweet me. It's like when I'm like, I have to edit photos and stuff, and I'm like, ugh, but like every day or something. But yeah, so I'll like go on like once a week. But I love talking to the fans. That's like, it's really fun. I love hearing what they have to say. Just what they tell me is really uplifting to my spirit in a really strong way. I feel like they don't even know how much their support means to me. If they only knew like how much, like, they think it's so cool when they see me. I'm like, it's so cool when I see you, because like you're the one that's like, you're supporting me, you know, like you're supporting like my dream to be an actress. It's just so amazing, and just it's kind of baffling to see like